Good morning. How are you? Well, it's wonderful here in paradise. It's Monday, and I guess the trial will resume out in Minneapolis today. And I understand that the police chief is going to be testifying. And if I'm correct, he said some time ago that he would never be in the same room with Chauvin, who killed Floyd by choking him to death, literally, while people looked on trying to encourage him to stop. And he didn't. And I think it's interesting, the police chief testifying. I don't know what admissions or what content he has to offer, but the significant thing is that thin blue line that they say police won't cross to testify against one of their own has been broken repeatedly at this trial, and to some good advantage. What it says is that it's the facts and the conduct matter, the law that matters, because they're turning against, if you will, one of their own. And the police chief, when he's doing that, he serves a purpose at the trial, because I would assume his testimony will be given weight. But he does something else. He's talking to a community that wanted to defund police. And so this is it's not an olive branch, but it's an indicator that perhaps we have something to work with. And how we defund or reform going forward, well, that can depend on what kind of police we have who've remained in the department there in Minneapolis. But I also think it's a message not just for the court and the community there, but across the nation, when people watching this trial and are saying, how are they handling this? So I think that's very important, and it'll be interesting to see what his testimony is like today. Now, in the same score of racism and racist policies, we have Georgia, which has updated the notion of Jim Crow in America. That is, policies that are discriminatory against persons of color, that discourage them from voting, that discourage them from having the rights of everyone else, equal protection of the law, eliminating, if you will, the badges and relics of slavery, all of that. And Georgia has been a major offender now with its recent laws. And again, the nation is looking to see how this is handled in Georgia. What can other states expect that are thinking of passing other terrible laws like this, which are anti-democratic and autocratic, because they seek an outcome that is independent of the will of the voters, the actual vote. So what do we have that is pushing back? Well, there's actions in court, and there are legislators who are fighting back. There is a bill in Congress which would take care of federal elections, which will require people to get rid of the filibuster. But finally, we have executives, not just persons of color, coming forward from the large corporations in Georgia saying this will not stand. Our value system is different than this. We're not going to have these Jim Crow laws. You have to do better than this. And so you have the legislature who is pushing back, suggesting that certain tax benefits should be withdrawn from these corporations for speaking out against the racist policies of the Georgia legislature. And that's a profile that's pretty dramatic, because it's not just the baseball. It is, Dell and Coca-Cola and a whole bunch of companies that are associated with Georgia. So states across the country have to look at this, because, places like Virginia may have new corporations because we don't have such racist policies. And in fact, we have some terrific reforms in place. And one of the legislators told me how her grandfather was subject to the Jim Crow laws and what that meant, and why she introduced legislation this year in the Virginia General Assembly to protect the right to vote and not to limit it and not to deny access to the polling places. And then finally, as kind of a footnote, but also a lesson to us, is this character Gaetz. Guy from Florida, Matt Gaetz. I don't know how you say his last name. But he's gotten in trouble from time to time for his bizarre political views. And now he's in trouble because I don't know, he's running around with these people apparently advancing money for hotel rooms and travel, and or I don't know, maybe paying them directly. And one of these people was a minor, and he's showing nude pictures of women dancing with hula hoops. It's just unseemly. And guys like this, really, they shouldn't be in Congress. I don't know that we can get perfect people. We certainly, none of us are. But we can do a lot better than we are. We're getting shameful people that don't understand the law, have no background, lie about everything all the time to their advantage and to our disadvantage. We have to do better than that. And so, in a line from racism in our Justice Department to policies and legislatures that would compromise the right to vote, to even personal behavior by individual members of Congress, we have to give a heave-ho to all of this. And right first up, in Georgia, we can't donate funds to those people, none of those legislators. All of them should be challenged in the next election. And we have to move forward in America. We've taken a turn from the last 4 years, and this is the direction we're taking. We're going to improve America, and we're going to get rid of the garbage. So, hope you have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.